All right, y'all. Welcome to Street Church. Congregation, come on in. And for first time visitors, welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, y'all. I'm going to be talking about a guy I did a video on before, YouTuber by the name of GLIZZY. Recently, GLIZZY, another YouTuber, rap artist slash YouTuber, and a a music manager. First of all, the rap artist slash YouTuber I'm talking about is FYB Main, and the manager of Mo3, Long Live Mo3. Rainwater was the former manager, or manager, I should say, because he was still his manager at the time before he met his demise. Mo3, Long Live Mo3. Rainwater. And they was on Say Cheese. Mr. Sean Cotton is the founder of Say Cheese YouTube channel. And so he was doing an interview on them, a talk, right? Between those four, Say Cheese, Rainwater, FYB Main, and GLIZZY. Now, during this interview, FYB Main and GLIZZY go back and forth pretty much through the whole interview, but it turned left real bad. It turned the wrong way when Aunt Glizzy suggested that FYBJ Main and those from FBG, which is called Flyboy Gang, FYB, I ain't gonna say what his initial stands for, because they wicked, but it's F your B. So if you can't get that, you know what I'm saying, then you're not gonna get it. But anyway, that's the name he had for the clique that he belonged to in Chicago, Illinois. And FBG was a group of individuals, Flyboy Gang, who he was associated with. And everybody knows that there was a rap artist and documented gang member by the name of FBG Duck, who was gunned down in the Gold Coast of Chicago, which is a very rich area and a mainly non-violent area. And he was gunned down there, and subsequently after that, the ones who were responsible for his murder were tried and convicted in federal court and convicted of the murder of FBG Duck. They are now waiting for sentencing to be convicted of whatever sentences they got, like to be sentenced. And most likely it'll be life without parole. So all of that entire situation is very serious, and it is it's sad. It's sad. Let me just say that. But let me get back on topic. But Aunt Glizzy suggested that FYBJ Main, because he was friends with FBG Duck, because he had made diss songs against the opposition, right? And those who have the name in front of them, who OTF, right? They called them, well, O Block. Let me say O Block. Now let me say OTF. They were called the O Block 5. That was what they were known of during their trial, because they're from Parkway Gardens, Wick City, which is located in Chicago. I think somewhere down 69th, right? Between 65th and 69th. They always like to brag, or 64th to 69th. They always like to brag that they ain't from 63rd. And when I grew up in Chicago, because I'm from Chicago too, I grew up on 65th and Carpenter. Uh, but I'm a former gangster disciple, so I would have been with the 63rd. Just keep it real. If I was active and I was really in it when I grew up in Chicago, I would have been with them in their time and era. It was different in my time. It was still the same. That's another thing people need to stop doing. They've been killing in Chicago even when I was growing up. And I was growing up in the 70s. I'm 50, right? They been killing like that. Why you think Hoover got locked up? Larry Hoover got locked up. Jeff Ford been locked up. I don't know if he's still locked up, but Jeff Ford uh, was locked up. Leaders, uh, was it King Booney Black? Was killed and gunned down, I believe. King David, who the BDs hold in high regard, I believe he was gunned down and killed. Leader of the Four Corner Hustlers was killed and gunned down in Chicago. When they had the projects up, like Caprini Green and uh, uh, the Jeffrey Manners and all those, the Robert Taylor homes. When they had all those projects up, man, it was killing and murder and drugs, sex, drugs, and violence. It's been a part of Chicago. So don't get it twisted that these kids is killing more than they killed back then. What it was is the hits was more organized and the technology of the law enforcement was less. There was less surveillance, there was less cameras, and this is what made the murders not being seen and being televised like they is now, not being uploaded, you understand what I'm saying, on the internet for the world to see. That's what makes it look gruesome and look bad. First of all, then we need to start lying to ourselves because the mob was doing hits. Them mob hits was gruesome. We talking about this when they was car bombing people. You get car bombed. In Chicago in the 70s, they had snipers on the roof. People was getting sniped out. So how is it worse? How is it all of a sudden something different? Well, it's the exposure that it gets. It's what makes the politicians look bad. And things of that nature. You understand what I'm saying? That make this all of a sudden just, that's not the case. That's not the case at all. They've been killing and murdering in Chicago for a long time, decades. Gruesome. And those hits were done way more gruesome and way more direct and way more organized. You understand what I'm saying? And they were gruesome. Car bombings, people being hacked and charred and chopped up and decapitated and tortured to death. Right now it's way more merciful. They just going up and gunning you down. Gang members in the 70s just snatch you up and put you in a van and torture you first and beat you to death, chop you up, dismember you, put you in a barrel. And if your people ever found you, it would be in a gruesome, disgusting, deteriorating, rotting way. That's how gang members used to get killed back then. And drug dealers and street dudes. They've been getting killed in cars, shot over 100 times. All this stuff has been going on. But go look at it. You'll see. They've been gruesome. They've been horrible. It's been out of control. Man, it's just the exposure of being able to see it because of all the Ring cameras and surveillance cameras on stores and on buildings. You get to see it and it can be put in your face, up there close in your face. And that's the only difference. That's it. It can be seen and exposed more. And so anyway, let me get back on track. So Aunt Glizzy suggest makes a suggestion to FYBJ Main that him and his partners, let me just say that, should just go and get retaliation for the murder of FBG Duck right there on the internet for the world to hear and see. And I think this is another reason why I think this is YouTube and gone wrong. I'm kind of disappointed in Say Cheese because it took FYBJ Main, and it took Rainwater to speak down on Aunt Glizzy's suggestion for him to finally chime in. And I think it was, that was wrong. I'm not faulting Sean Cotton because he giving content. He's supposed to be as neutral as he can be. For the most part, Sean Cotton is always doing a great job. I commend him for the great work he done put in creating content through his Say Cheese YouTube channel and what he's doing with Say Cheese, because he seemed like, to me, he's a person that gives back. I definitely see him trying to turn people up. So I commend him for that. But yeah, with Aunt Glizzy, this is about Aunt Glizzy anyway. Aunt Glizzy, I done said this before. I hope somebody let you see this video. I have some scripture for you. And I just think that you're not a good YouTuber. I don't think you interview well. I don't think you do interview wells. If you do interview wells, I just don't see it. You're just not a good YouTuber. And I just don't see you. I don't see you making it as a YouTuber, like being hugely successful. Right now, you probably making some money at it. But you growing to a big, huge number of subscribers, and you really growing as a YouTuber, I don't see it. Because I don't know. You're just not a good YouTuber. It's the way you approach it. I don't know, but you was out of line for doing that to FYBJ, man. It was out of line. It was and like he said, it just was you. What you said is influenced maybe thousands of kids to feel like they right in trying to retaliate on people who may have allegedly killed they partners, they friends, they brothers, they cousins, they uncles, right? They sisters, they nieces, they aunties. You done told all these young people, all these young adult people, all these teenagers, it's okay if your people are gunned down, that it's okay to retaliate and try to murder somebody else for it. So you're terrible for that. And like I said in my other video, this is why I think you're terrible for what you did when I talked about you in the other video. You just are very impulsive. And I don't think you really weigh your words out. And I don't think you see the influence that you already have. You have somewhat of some influence. People know you as being Barber's son. Um, that's your YouTube channel. And there's probably people know you from when you was rapping a little bit. And people that know you in the DC area. So they tuned in to watch you say that was just, it was out of line. It was out of line. And wicked and evil. And it's probably something that you wouldn't do yourself. You claim that that's what you would be doing, but I doubt it. I doubt it. I doubt it. This is the scripture I have for you. It comes from Proverbs. Proverbs is a book of wisdom by King Solomon. He wrote out his wisdom, had it scribed, and he left it for us, and it's been preserved. And here's some wisdom for you. Blessings are on the head of the righteous, but violence covers the mouth of the wicked. The memory of the righteous is blessed, but the name of the wicked will rot. Now, what I'm saying to you is, it says, blessings are on the head of the righteous, but violence covers the mouth of the wicked. What you said out of your mouth was wicked. And violence you covered your mouth with. But it also can work to be the thing that hovers over you. You see what I'm saying? Because you cover your mouth with wickedness and violence can hover over you for these things that you say, that you influence others to do. It can be the thing that be your own demise. It says the memory of the righteous is blessed, but the name of the wicked will rot. You, if you continue to think, say, and do what you're doing, your name won't last. Because you'll be considered a wicked person, your name is going to rot. And you obviously want your name to be out there and to create some kind of long-lasting namesake for yourself, for your namesake, right? You want something to last. You want longevity. You don't want your name to rot, so stop being wicked. Because that was wicked. And how you say, you know what I'm saying, FYBJ Main should, you know what I'm saying, retaliate. What he should have did was punch you for that. Because it was disrespectful. It wasn't clean at all. It was real dirty. And so, shout out to FYBJ Main for being the bigger man and seeing what you said didn't even carry no weight with him. I could see that it bothered him, but he knew how to let it go because he see the bigger picture, and that's him having a long-lasting name and being impactful. And man, one thing I can see about him, man, he is really trying to push that peace. He trying to do it on his own terms, and that's all right as long as he trying. But what you did to him wasn't clean at all. It was dirty. It was real dirty, Aunt Glizzy. And like I said, you're just not a good YouTuber to me. I know you're gonna take this. If you see it, you might not acknowledge me because you think you got enough influence to turn me up if you was to acknowledge me. You know, I don't know. I ain't seen no videos. You might have sneak dissed me or some kind of way because you saw the first video. Yeah, this is for real. You just not a good YouTuber. I don't think it's something that you're gonna be able to have longevity at. Because you're just not good at it. You're not tasteful in your approach or tactful in your approach to see the bigger picture about being a YouTuber. One thing it is to stay neutral when you need to stay neutral. And get in motion when you need to get in motion. And you got to know when your transmission might be going out on something that you got going. And you need to fix that so that you're in the right gear, right? And that the gears is working and moving. And I don't think you got it in you. And what you did was, it lacked taste, it lacked tact. It just was disrespectful too. And I know you did it for shock value, and I know you did it to, stand out and to I don't know, I guess they call it clout chasing. I think you did it for that too. But it didn't work. It didn't work. And I'm glad FYB Main didn't get riled up and talk about no get back. He played it, and he played you like it needed to be played. Yep. Shout out to FYB Main. On that note, this is Street Church. I'm letting the congregation out. God bless.